Hi everybody, it's the Christian Kid, and today I'm going to be doing the next day in our book, which is this book. And today's is actually going to cover the whole entire weekend, so it'll be like 3 days worth, but it'll be really short. So I'll get started and give you today's reading. So it's called The True Friend, and it reads like this. Sometimes the best thing you can do for a hurting person is to just be there. When I was a young pastor, I had a 3-point sermon for just about everybody. But since then, I've often stood with people who have experienced tragedy or loss, and I realized that they didn't necessarily need a sermon. Often what they needed is just a friend. They don't need someone to say, "I know what you're going through," or "maybe this is the reason for it." They need someone to just love them, pray for them, and cry with them because of the great sense of loss they're experiencing. And this is one of the first Bible verses in this one, and it comes from Matthew 26, verse 38. And he said to them, "My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death. Stay here and watch with me." And it reads on, Jesus experienced loneliness. He experienced anguish in the garden. He asked Peter, James, and John to stay with him, but only a short while later, when the authorities came to arrest him, all the disciples forsook him and fled, basically to forsake him. And that can be found in Matthew 26, verse 56, which reads, "But this is all happening to fulfill the words of the prophets as recorded in the scriptures." At that point, all the disciples deserted him and fled. And it continues, "And in the loneliest moment of his life, he cried out from the cross, 'My God, why have you forsaken me?'" And that's found in Matthew 27, verse 46. And it's believed by many, myself included, that at this very moment God poured upon his sinless Son the punishment for all the sin of all humanity. The Heavenly Father, who is holy, turned his face from his Son Jesus, was momentarily separated from him, and in that moment Jesus experienced a loneliness totally beyond anything we've ever known. So next time, think about the loneliness you've known and compare it to what you know about the loneliness Jesus experienced, and how are they like? So the next time you're feeling down, and the next time you're feeling misunderstood, the next time your friends seem to have forsaken you, be assured that you can go to Jesus for the comfort and encouragement you need. Why? Because Jesus has been there. He knows what it's like, and he'll never leave or forsake you. And the Lord's promise to his people comes from Matthew 28, verse 20, and it's Jesus speaking, which is what he said is, "I am always with you." So when you're with God in prayer today, just give thanks to Jesus. Give thanks to him for the loneliness that he experienced on that cross. He was pretty lonely. And, if it wasn't for him up on that cross, we wouldn't be able to experience what we are able to experience today. I mean, we have that chance to be able to live for eternity with him in heaven. And if he didn't do that, living in heaven would not be an option for us, and we would just die. So we wouldn't have that option of um, living forever and having life. So we should consider ourselves very, very lucky. Um, and then the last point in this is because he knows all about that loneliness. Not far away from you, there's someone struggling with loneliness. Think about who that might be. And when are you going to spend time with that person? So, if you can think of somebody who's really lonely, why don't you go over and pay them a visit? Why don't you go for a walk or do something with them? Do something fun with them. Brighten up their day. Make them smile. You never know. It might be something that changes their whole thought patterns, the way they look at life.